Look at that purple heron. And purple flowers. Good morning, everybody. We're down here at the southern cliffs of Mount Arbel, at the lake level, basically. This water center. Here we have 4 doves, hopefully 4 messengers of peace on this rock. So today it's about shepherding. In fact, since I was awake early and plenty of time for prayer and reflection, I also set my eye on Mount Arbel, but I couldn't see any cattle. So I figured we'd come down here to the end of this, get beyond the camp. The campsite is packed with families camping. Maybe I should have taken a picture because there weren't many people out, just to show people what's going on here, you know. It's really amazing to see, you know, all these families, little children, all the little paddle things, water sports, inflatables. Here's our famous cave we haven't seen for a while. Some people from Germany were asking me to do a video. They're coming in September, or maybe it's October, but they're planning and people are signing up to come. And that's very encouraging. Maybe people have a sense that there's resolution around the corner of all the issues here. And so we pray for that gift of peace, which is partly men's doing, and it's obviously grace, collaboration with grace, working together with grace. The readings today give a lot of food for thought, and especially if we're in a certain mindset, which is very much of our world, about efficiency and fairness, productivity. Those are big words and important words in current vocabulary. Maybe they always were. But if you look at family, you see a different scheme of things. You see people wasting time on each other, spending time for each other. You think of families that, they're very busy doing lots of things, but then somebody gets sick, somebody has special need, and the family slows down. Maybe they cancel a vacation, maybe they use their savings to get the medical help, and they've used all their savings, 10 years of savings, and then they even mortgage the house. In order to continue pursuing a cure for that child, for that spouse. And some people leave their work. Some people also commit their own health. They donate a kidney. Because people come first. And that's a big challenge for our world, that people come first. And just in that line, there's a lot of the truth of the scriptures of Revelation. People come first. But then secular people can sense that also, because it's inside in our thinking and our sensitivity and our soul and our heart. Because God made us in His image and likeness. And there are two very interesting stories going on here today in the readings, Ezekiel and with the landowner who is paying wages to people who came at different times of the day to work. He agreed with each of them as they started to work how much he'd pay them, or he told them he'd pay them a fair wage. But terrible problems rise up in the evening between the workers. A great sense of envy and injustice dramatically explodes in the face of this generous employer who went out to look for those who had no work even at the end of the day and brought them in for an hour and gave them the whole day's pay. But the envy was triggered. It became a sense of unfairness, even though the original agreement was made at the very beginning of the day with the workers of the first hour. And it all becomes reduced to compensation, to material transaction, a relationship between people. Why should the ones that worked 1 hour in the cool of the evening get the same wage as those who worked the whole day and bore the heat of the day, the tiredness, the exhaustion? So it seems unfair. But if we go back, not from the logic of fairness and economy, if we go back to the logic of relationship, of this employer, and he offered his workers a fair wage, and he gave them a fair wage at the end of the day, they still became very sad. There we have sadness again, and they even became angry. They murmured and rebelled. If we go to Ezekiel, we have quite a strong condemnation of the shepherds. Because the shepherds are supposed to be looking after people, but they were looking after their own well-being. what they would get out of their shepherding. So it became about them. It became about comfort. It became about material rewards. Their whole life paradigms were reset materialistically. Whereas they were called to this incredible role of serving others. Why do spouses spend so much time together in the courtship period, in the engagement period, in the early years of marriage? But then they can also drift away. But you see the good spouses, they continue dedicating that time to each other because people come first above hobbies, above economic interests. And especially people like a marriage partner and a child, they have primary call on time and attention and affection and fun and conversation and just being together. People come first. And family should come first. And in theory, it's on all our agendas, family is first. But in practice, maybe hobbies are first. And everybody is shepherding, really, especially spouses of each other, parents for children. And then as children grow older, they're also shepherding their parents and their friends, their younger siblings. We're all into that. Not just the official formal shepherds, and obviously in the Old Testament language, shepherds were also very clearly the kings, those in authority. Teachers, coaches today have a huge role in leading people. So-called influencers, but the biggest influencers are parents and siblings. Not the ones that have 230,000 followers or 1.5 million followers or 15,000 followers. The ones that have the biggest influence are parents, friends. Friends are great influencers. A doctor can be an incredible influencer on people, on their decisions, their health, can help them to reflect. And imagine a doctor that was only concerned about the money he was getting for the patient's visit and not concerned about the health of the patient. That doctor would very soon lose most of his clients, most of his patients. People first. And by serving people, we're adoring God because they're in His image and likeness. We take care of them. God is winking at us and saying, yeah, you got it, you got it. You don't own a planet, you don't own a solar system. And I wasted millions of them just to wake up your soul to awe and wonder. What counts here is the care for a little baby, for a person in the last days of their life, for a person who is very broken, depressed, discouraged. Helping each other to fly. See, even the birds are lined up there because that makes it easier for them to fly. Teamwork. People come first. People, maybe I talked too long. God bless you. See you later, alligators. It's been a joy. And people come first is not a theory, not a philosophy. It's not a social principle. It's a way of life. So just by living the way you are today in your family, a lot of people can pick up that they're first for you. God bless you.